Welcome back once again, all of my low carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Today I have another very easy keto dessert recipe for you. If you are looking for a recipe that looks pretty and looks like you spent a whole lot of time on it, but you really didn't, this is the recipe for you. Today we are going to make very quick keto layered cupcakes with a very quick white chocolate glaze to go on top. And if you want a printable version of this recipe, you can check out my website at janet'sdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find a printable version of this recipe and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see lots of easy, delicious, low-carb keto recipes, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time I put out videos every Wednesday and Saturday. And if you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you scroll down in the description of the video. You'll see some affiliate links. Anytime you purchase anything using those affiliate links, a small portion of your purchase will go to me and help support the channel. So while you do all that, let's get cooking. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Lightly grease 12 cupcake molds with cooking spray or melted butter. Silicone molds work best for coconut flour baked goods. Metal ones do work, but they have a tendency to stick a little bit more, so if you have the choice, use a silicone one. In a large mixing bowl, combine 120 grams or around 1 cup of coconut flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 126 grams or around 3/4 cup of the granulated sweetener of your choice. I'm using granulated monk fruit sweetener. You can use whatever granulated sweetener you want. You can also adjust this more or less depending on how sweet you want your cupcakes. Add 15 grams or around 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And if you're sensitive to the taste of coconut flour, you can add some dry spices or seasonings according to your taste. Sift or whisk these all together until they're fully combined and there are no lumps in the dry ingredients. Add 4 large room temperature eggs. Make sure they are room temperature so they stir in more smooth. Stir the eggs into the dry ingredients until everything is fully combined and all the dry ingredients are moistened by the eggs. Add a 1/2 cup of butter that's been melted and cooled. Make sure it is cooled. You do not want to add hot butter. Stir the butter in until everything is fully combined. Add 120 grams or around a 1/2 cup of room temperature plain yogurt or sour cream. Again, make sure that this is room temperature ingredients. Help your dough to come together more smooth, which makes for a more smooth, more moist cupcake. Add 9 grams or around 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. You can adjust this more or less depending on how much of a vanilla hint you want in your cupcakes. Stir everything all together until everything is fully combined and a soft, smooth dough has formed. Scrape down the sides of the bowl and push the dough to the center of the bowl, then form it into a smooth ball. Massage the dough ball in your hands for just about 20-30 seconds. This is just to make sure of the texture, make sure that you have the right texture in your dough. Sometimes the amount of liquid that you need to use can vary depending on the density of your coconut flour. So as you're massaging the dough, you should feel it soft and smooth and holding together really well. If it seems like it's not coming together well and chunks of your dough are falling off, then it is a little bit too dry and you need to add just a little bit of milk or water to give it a little bit more moisture until the dough is staying together well. Once you have the right texture, roll the dough back into a ball and place it back into your mixing bowl. Then allow it to sit just for about 1 to 2 minutes just to let the ingredients settle in well. That way you can make sure that the ingredients are binding well. Divide the dough into 2 equal portions. Each portion is going to weigh around 321 grams if you want to be precise in your measuring. It doesn't have to be precise. You just want both portions to be relatively close to the same size. Roll each portion into a smooth ball, then place each portion into separate mixing bowls. Then set one portion off to the side for a minute. Take the other portion and use a wooden spoon to break up the dough a little bit. Sift in 14 grams or around 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Make sure you sift it in. You want to make sure there are no lumps in the cocoa powder. Add 29 milliliters or around 2 tablespoons of the room temperature milk of your choice. Again, make sure it is room temperature. Stir everything together until everything is fully combined and your dough is smooth. Now this chocolate portion of your dough is going to be a little bit more moist than the vanilla portion of your dough. Take the chocolate dough and scoop 1.5 tablespoons of the chocolate dough into each prepared cupcake mold. Use your fingers or the back of a measuring cup or measuring spoon and press the dough evenly throughout the bottom of each one of the cupcake molds. Then take your vanilla dough and scoop 1.5 tablespoons of the vanilla dough on top of the chocolate dough. Then do the same thing with the vanilla dough as you did with your chocolate dough. Use your fingers or the back of a measuring spoon or measuring cup and press the vanilla dough evenly over the chocolate dough. Be careful not to press too hard. You're not wanting to mix these together. You're wanting there to be 2 distinct layers. You're wanting to be able to see a full chocolate layer and a full vanilla layer. Then place the cupcakes in your preheated oven and bake at 350 degrees for 18 to 20 minutes or until the top is lightly golden and the tester comes out clean. Once the cupcakes are all done baking, remove them from the oven. They still will be soft, but they will firm up as they cool. So allow them to cool in the molds for about 30 minutes or until they're firm enough to remove from the molds without falling apart. Once the cupcakes have firmed up, place a piece of parchment paper underneath a wire rack, then carefully remove the cupcakes from the molds and transfer them to the wire rack. Then allow them to cool for at least another 15 to 20 minutes or until they are pretty much all the way cooled completely. For the glaze, in a wide microwave-safe bowl, place 170 grams or around 1 cup of keto white chocolate chips, 19 milliliters or around 4 teaspoons of the milk of your choice, and a half teaspoon of vanilla extract. Microwave on high in 20-second intervals until the chips are fully melted. Make sure you stir after each 20-second interval so the chips do not burn. If you want to, you can add a couple drops of food coloring if you want your glaze to have a tint to it. Then use a spoon and spread your desired amount of the glaze over the top of each one of the cupcakes. Then let them sit for about 5-10 minutes just to let the glaze firm up a bit. Once the glaze is firm, you can eat them immediately, or if you do have any leftovers, store them in an airtight container at room temperature for up to 3 days, or in the refrigerator for up to 1 week. Eat and enjoy. And that's our recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.